First off, the first thing you need to know about social media, and you may have an idea of this already, is everybody, well, maybe not everybody, but it seems like most people have an opinion on social media. You scroll through your feed, and what do you see every day? You just see people posting their opinions, they're commenting on other posts, sharing their opinions. And to me, as a realtor, this is a lose-lose. So I'm gonna share some tips with you and some things to stay away from, but just keep this in mind during the entire video as I'm going through this, is everybody's gonna have their opinion. And no matter what your opinion is, if they don't see the same as your opinion, you're gonna be wrong. That is definitely something that we're gonna wanna stay away from. You're gonna see a pile of opinions on social media. Yes, we all have an opinion. Social media is not the place for it as a realtor. I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna show you how to stay away from that and get a bit more into that here right away. When people are arguing online, there's never any win in this situation. It's gonna tear people apart. Other people are gonna see the argument because it is online, it's public, and it's just gonna eliminate some of your audience because unfortunately not everybody within your sphere of social media is gonna have a similar view or a similar opinion as you. Cannot stress it enough, something that we want to stay away from. So here we go. Let's talk about these posts and what you do not want to be posting on social media. Number one, politics. Social media, depending on the platform you are on, but majority of them, you're gonna see a lot about politics. It's one of those things. Politics are around us, and everybody's got their view on which side they're on, but that's not us. We're not going to share that online, are we? Steer clear of that, please. If you go through my social media and even through my videos, I'm not a huge political follower. Politics really aren't my thing. I like to kind of concentrate on my own stuff, but you'd never know my views or opinions. And that's because it just is, again, it's a lose-lose situation. So you as a realtor, if you say, for example, you're on your page and there's an election happening in your country and you decide to post why you feel a certain way, generally, depending on the country but generally, you make that post and you've immediately eliminated half your audience. Because generally, most countries are kind of 50-50 or close in a way, and it's just, you're going to take that half of your audience that's going to see your post and immediately disagree with you, and there's a good chance they may all of a sudden, whether it be lose respect for you, just don't see eye to eye with you, and they're going to want to unfollow you, and they're maybe going to say, you know what, I do not see their same opinion, and therefore I'm never going to buy or sell a house through them. And it's sad. I feel we're in a society where we should be able to have different opinions and still respect each other and still, have genuine conversations. We don't have to agree with each other, but we should still be able to get along. Unfortunately, that's not always the case on social media. So if you are posting something like that as a realtor, it's just going to, it's going to take away half your audience, more than likely. And now that it's on there, people can use it against you. They can take that, they can share it different places, and it just, it can get very complicated. That's why I say just do not post anything about politics. Number two, religion. This is the same as politics, same idea. Everybody has different religious beliefs, and therefore, again, just something you want to stay away from, because if you're posting, you still want to, this can be a tricky one, because you still want to let people know who you are as a person. So I don't deter from taking away anything, because you still need to have your belief and you need that, but just don't be basically the same as politics drilling it on social media all the time saying this is what I believe in and I'm right because this is what I believe in, you need to still show yourself. And if you're going out and you're spending a day with the family and you're going to church, that's great. Share that stuff. Share that you're doing that. But don't do it in a manner where you're saying this is what you need to believe and this is the only way. And just if you get more in depth with religion, it starts to get a bit trickier. If you just kind of leave it more broad, that kind of has a little more safe for you. And yeah, I mean, people will have different opinions on this. I get it. If you do share some of this, I'm an advocate where like-mindedness attracts, and you may attract the people that you want to attract. And if that's what you want to do, then perfect. But I'm just kind of warning you ahead of time. If you want to, because sometimes there's some like-mindedness where people will get along with you, but they may not have same religious beliefs. And again, I feel we should all be able to get along, but not all people are that way, and they may want to just because you don't have that same belief as them. So just be a little more careful with it. Politics definitely a no. This one's a little more of a gray area. Have you ever got into a heated argument on social media? If so, comment below and let me know. Number 3, and this one's a big one as we have went through 2020 and we went through 2021. I'm not going to say it, but we'll just call it in a broad tent, is more like social issues and things that happen in the world with health. All of that stuff, stay away from, because this is another big one where everybody has very different opinions and it's something you don't want to get stuck in the middle of. So it's just best to not be posting about that. Again, I know it's sometimes tough because you want to put your opinion out there. You may type it and it may make you feel good, but the consequences from that eventually are going to surface and you're going to regret what you did, because I've seen it in my industry quite a bit. I've seen other realtors post about this stuff and it's just had a lot of backlash. All of a sudden you have companies reaching out that don't have the same opinion, and maybe that company dealt with a certain brokerage and that's their... It just makes so much of a strain on relationships. You see families that are torn apart, and if you do this, it's just going to tear up your customer base, and it could really make a mess for you in your business. So please do yourself a favor. You're great to have your opinions. You may want to keep that with your family, because if you put it, and your friends, because if you put it public on social media, it's just, again, it's another one of those that's going to be a lose-lose for you. So for me, just talk more about your community, and you being as a realtor, leave this stuff out of it. So I let you know not to post about those things, but also a little side tip is don't be commenting on other posts about them either. So maybe somebody made a post that really gets you fired up or you don't agree with, or maybe you do agree with it and it's like, yes, this makes total sense to me. Steer clear of commenting on them, because even if it makes you angry and you try to prove that person wrong, that's just as bad as you making a post, because people are seeing those comments. A lot of people are reading the comments. And then maybe you really agree with it. Be like, yes, this makes total sense to me. I don't know why others aren't thinking like this. And you comment, with a thumbs up, or be like, you're brilliant. This is so amazing. I don't see why other people don't see this. There's another one that's just not going to help you. So you can look at the stuff, and again, just my personal opinion to help your account and keep the peace and have customers rolling in. Don't be commenting on any of this stuff, otherwise it's going to hurt you. And my last tip, this one, well, it's not going to hurt you like the other tips will. It's still going to kill your engagement on social media. And that to me is generic posts. So where you're just posting a quote, a meme, just something that somebody made up for you that's very generic, doesn't have your face or anything in it. Stay away from these. The odd time, okay, maybe you can post it, but when you go through many feeds or you click on somebody's profile and all you see is nonstop quotes or memes, it's not showing who they are as a person. They don't know a face behind the account, and it's just not going to work. To get more engagement and everything on social media, you need to have a face in there. Your face, and then showing who you are, and kids and pets and all that stuff gets great engagement. Just a generic post does not. So I challenge you, go back through your feed, whether it be Instagram or Facebook, and check out kind of your analytics and look at it and see which posts did get more likes and more comments and more engagement on it. I think you might find out right there what you may want to be posting some more of, and then take a look at some of those generic posts and see what they've gotten. Now, there might be the odd one where maybe it was really good information, so I still do that. Maybe you have some information you want to get out to the public, you're not quite comfortable in front of the camera yet, so you kind of do, maybe it's a picture with you and this information, that's fine. But it's when you have a company that sends you out something that gets sent out to thousands of other realtors and all looks the same, that's where it kills your engagement. So I would stay away from those posts. And that's it. There you go. Now you know what not to post on social media as a realtor, so you can keep increasing your engagement, gaining a following. And if you're wanting to know more ideas of what to post on social media, then you're going to want to click on the link in my description below. In there, I have a free guide. It's going to give you a bunch of ideas, free ideas that you can use to post on your social media. And all these posts are going to help your engagement and grow your following. And when you're done here, don't forget to check out my prior videos that I've done on social media. And please, if this was beneficial, make sure to give me a like, hit that subscribe button, and share with your fellow realtor friends.